We're here to define what a man is, right?
Responsibility creates struggle. Struggle creates strength. And strength creates structure.
How many people care about what people think about them? Be honest.
As a man, you got to be able to protect not just yourself, but your family.
When we talk about being a man, it's your behaviors.
But I don't say any of this to brag. I don't say any of this to gloat my life up or I'm better than anybody.
I start crying. I'm like, why am I crying? And so what I realized was,
you put yourself in a target-rich environment. You are the only woman that paid for a ticket to come to this event.
if you're trying to teach your daughter to be around a certain man and you're not that man yourself, she gonna choose you.
Hey, let me not touch this nigga. He too clean. Where is that on you?
It's not on me.
It's not on you. The only reason why it's not on you is because you didn't choose it.
Find the women who can actually help you build. And here's some deep game for you. You don't have to have sex with all of them.
Since 2016, I've been following Lucario and Miles. Y'all changed my life. Followed by Uncle Ram. So ever since then, I've been getting a little bit of too much ass at times.
You know, as a man, there's a balance to it. Your purpose and pussy. And the heavier your purpose.
Even if you lose the relationship, you don't lose yourself. And that's the most important part.
Let me just say this. For those of you who were in New York,
oh yeah,
and you were there,
oh yeah,
y'all know how powerful that shit was. And
yes, sir.
The funny part, Miles, is we told them niggas, us talking on YouTube is one thing, but once we're in person, it's a whole nother different dynamic.
Facts.
And I think for a lot of guys that showed up, they saw it and they understood it.
Yes, sir. That's a fact. That's a fact. So, guys, with that being said, make sure y'all go get y'all tickets for Vegas, man. Go get your tickets for Vegas. Do you have the link, Zag?
I'm looking for that shit right now.
You don't never put in the place where you can find that, huh, nigga?
I'm a professional motherfucker on the planet, nigga.
I'm gonna put it in a private chat for you right now, and then you can put it on the chat. Boom. All right, guys. Yeah, make sure Zach about to put it in the chat. Hopefully he can put it in the description later on YouTube as well. But or you guys can always go to Miles in the Game on Instagram. Hit the link in my bio, and the link for the tickets is there. We also have VIP options, man. We're gonna have on Friday night of that same weekend. We're gonna have a cigar lounge meet and greet. We're also gonna have in-person, in-field, walk around where we're gonna go around and practice hollering and talking to people, talking to girls, all that type of shit. And that's a part of the VIP status if you want. Also, there are options to do photo shoots with a professional photographer extraordinaire, Miles Cunningham. So there's a lot of different options, man. So click on the link just for all the different options. It's not just about the particular event. Like, you might just want to do one or two things. You understand what I'm saying? You just might be in Vegas and want to get a photo shoot with your boy. You understand? So and I'm talking about a full hour photo shoot where you could change clothes, all that type of shit. Bring whatever you want to bring, props, whatever you want to bring. Pull up with your Lamborghini. We could take pictures with your Lamborghini, put them shits on your dating profile to improve your dating situation and all that shit, man. Whatever you want to do. So there's a lot of options there. So click on the link and go look at your options to get your tickets, man. Hope to see you in Vegas. And by the way, everybody on this panel, including Mr. Justin, will be in Vegas. You understand? So you'll get to meet people, shake hands, all that shit, man. So make sure you come through. All right. Oh, and by the way, don't forget, get your soap.
Get that soap. Matter of fact, I gotta hit Miles up because I've been preserving my soap because it was getting smaller and smaller, and I'm like, I don't want to use the last of this shit before I get me a new bar. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I've been preserving it. Also, hold on, I gotta keep this shit going. I've been on that poor nigga shit. I gotta use a dab of soap. You know what I'm saying? So, but shout out to Miles. That soap is dope. I like how I did that shit. That's so
appreciate it. Yeah. Anyway. Bars, nigga, bars. But J. Roman, you sound kind of low, man. Put your volume up if you can.
All right, is that better?
Yeah, right there. Right there is good. That's perfect. That's perfect.
I got a new mic. It's supposed to be better. I hope I sound better.
Yeah, you sound much better. You do sound much better, but that volume just needed some adjustment.
All right,
yeah.
There we go.
Okay, yeah. So what we're gonna talk about today, right? Let me plug the joint. what's your relationship with sex? And this is what I want to say. I want all the guys listening right now. when I begin to break this shit down, at least my viewpoint of it,
right.
I'm gonna put niggas in 3 categories. But I'm gonna put you in categories based on where you were at in high school. Because if you think about it, right, some people had sex in middle school, but most people, when they first started dealing with the opposite sex, was in high school, whether they were having sex or not. And I'm gonna put niggas in 3 categories, and I'm gonna show you how your experiences in high school shaped your early adulthood, and it might still be shaping it today, right? And when you listen to a lot of the ideologies and talking points on YouTube, you can see when I break niggas down in 3 categories, it's gonna make sense to you why these niggas' mindsets is where they're at. And I want everyone to understand when I talk about your relationship with sex, I'm gonna give you a real quick example. Excuse this cough, goddamn, shit will never go away. If you grew up with both your parents in the household, they were married, and most of your friends, both their parents were married, your grandparents on both sides were married, most of your aunts and uncles was married. We know in the black community, niggas ain't saying too much of that. But if you grew up seeing all of that, you're gonna have a different perspective, right? As far as how you should deal with women based on that, based on what you're seeing. So your upbringing can literally condition you to view shit in a certain way. I'll give you another example, and this is more of an extreme example. A lot of the serial killers in our country, especially going back to the 70s and 80s, the guys that were killing all the prostitutes, when you look at their background, they typically came from single mother households where their mothers were prostitutes. And they hated their mothers because of what their mothers were doing sexually. So as they became grown men, they started killing prostitutes. The Green River Killer from Washington, it's a couple of them, it's a few of them, right? But when you look at their background had a lot to do with how they viewed women and sex. So I just want to point that out. So this is what I want to do. I'm going to break niggas down in 3 categories. Now, these 3 categories, there are exceptions to these categories. So I don't want to make it seem like, oh, when I break this shit down, it's a fact for this category, it's a fact for this one and that one. There's leeway. So the first category is guys who graduated high school and were still virgins. They were still virgins. Now,
oh shit! Come on, Zag. Come on, Zag.
Is the shit like
Yeah, you pop locking right now.
Oh shit. All right, so we back.
Okay, didn't sex graduate at high school? Go, get back in.
Can you hear me right now, though?
Yeah, we good. Go ahead.
Yeah,
we good.
hear you.
So when you graduated high school, when you graduated high school, if you graduated high school as a virgin, you're typically going to be amongst a group of guys that got an issue with body counts, with a woman's body counts.
Oh, stop! Wait! Hold on. Hey, ease the knife in slow, Zag. You can't be stabbing these niggas like that, bro. Take it easy.
And we're gonna need some callers.
So niggas who typically graduated high school as virgins, they're gonna be the body count niggas. They're pair bonding niggas, right? They're gonna be them type of niggas. They're also gonna be the type of dudes who believe that monogamy is natural for women. They're gonna be them guys too. Okay. There's a lot of MGTOW and red pill guys that fall into that category, right? Now we can tackle that later. Let me before something else happens. Let me get to category number 2.
Oh, and real quick, guys. The phone lines are purposely not on right now. I'm trying to let Zag get through this whole monologue.
You can put them on now if you want, or we can wait.
I don't want them to interrupt.
Get through your numbers first,
cool.
and then
Let's get through this. All right.
So the second category, I'm gonna do 2A, 2B. 2A, you had sex in high school, but you only had sex with a chick that was your girlfriend. That's 2A. 2B, you had sex with a chick that was your girlfriend, and maybe you had one sexual encounter that was casual, but maybe you was at a party, you was drunk. So you're not really the type of guy that can get it in like that. But like Miles said, you was macking on accident. Or like I say, you tripped over the welcome mat and you fell into some pussy. You know what I'm saying? So you one of them niggas where it just happened that one time, but you can't really get it again. But the only sex you're used to is relationship sex. You got to be in a relationship first, right? That's the second category, 2A, 2B. The other category, the last one, is you had casual sex in high school. You were able to get chicks to fuck you without being in a relationship. You didn't have to lie to them and pretend you wanted a relationship. You didn't have to take them out on dates. You was fucking on the strength of they just wanted to fuck you, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, the reason why I got to put guys in those categories is when you guys are listening to YouTubers talk, pay attention to what category they was in. Y'all got it.
Ooh.
And you know what? Let's when the phone lines open up, whoever calls in, I want you to really tell us your number or which one you was in. It doesn't mean that's where you at right now, but be honest which one you were in.
That's why I say there are exceptions, because you might have evolved and grew as you got older.
Yeah.
Of course they've all involved.
Because I'm in between. Wait. What? Say them again real quick.
Okay, so number 3 is you graduated high school, you didn't get no buns.
No buns. Okay, all right.
Okay, so the second one is you had sex, but it was only with a chick. You had to be her boyfriend first.
Okay, yeah, I think I was in that category. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, all right. That's why I say, because when I was thinking about it, I thought about you. When I was thinking about number 2, I was like, that's why I say there are exceptions, because you can be in one category, but as you get older, you start to develop into yourself. You start to get into your masculine identity, and you're like, nigga, let me break this shit out. Hold on, nigga, let me jump to category number 1.
Right.
So I just want to put that out. But y'all go ahead and take it from there, man. What's your guys' perspective on that?
I dabble a little bit in group number 1 too, though, because I was, after I popped my cherry and shit, because I popped my cherry when I was 17, so I still had another like year and a half to get at bitches in high school, and I was getting at them. You see what I'm saying? But so I kind of fall in between there. That's what I was saying. I'm like in between the two joints. But see, I think this is a good topic overall, because so many guys, they watch our videos, they watch guys like us, and they watch other guys too. This is a somewhat popular section of social media and internet entertainment, edutainment, as it were, or information for a lot of guys. And a lot of guys have a fantasy and they don't pay attention to the reality of what they can actually handle and what's really feasible. Do you understand? Because I'll be honest with you. I have multiple relationships that I'm dealing with, but I'm not the type of guy to have a heavy, crazy rotation of bitches, bro. I'm really not. I'm not that guy. And I'll explain to you why I'm not that guy, because I have to be realistic with my time management, my energy, and the type of man that I actually am. And the type of man that I actually am, I'm very, I'm very significant and substantial with everything that I do. And the type of energy that I give to females, and the type of energy that I give to anybody that I associate with, right, is it's at a premium at all fucking times. So I literally can't divide myself in too many different ways. You understand? Because just because a bitch got a fat ass and the pussy's good, I can't see myself giving her my actual time like that. Just because the pussy's good. Like everything has to have some type of substance. You get what I'm saying? So therefore, I have a low body count. Y'all know I did a video back when my body count was still 28, and I told niggas, and that was just a couple of years ago. And my body count it's gone up, but it hasn't gone up by much, much more than that. You see what I'm saying? I think I'm in my 30s.
Miles, let me say something. I don't like when you categorize it as low. And let me tell you why. and I know what you're doing. I know you're doing that compared to other niggas that brag on YouTube. Oh, right. I had 300 bitches. So I know you're doing it based on that.
Right.
But realistically, the average guy probably hasn't had sex with more than 5 or 6 chicks.
That's true. That's true.
So technically, it might be low compared to what other niggas claim.
Right.
they doing, but it's still high in my opinion. But you got to feel like that.
Yeah, so I a lot of guys, what I think is we have to be honest with who we are, and this is why I talk about masculine identity. You see, this is exactly why I talk about masculine identity, because
That's a dope shirt.
appreciate it, because a lot of times your appetite, right? They say your eyes are bigger than your stomach, so to speak. Right? Have you ever been that way? Like it's Thanksgiving dinner and you hungry as shit. And you like, yo, I'm about to eat up everything. I'm about to eat turkey, lasagna. I'm about to go in. So let's say prayers, because the nigga about to go in. Mm-hmm. And then you eat like 2 or 3 bites and then you lay back and you like, damn, I'm full already. And you got a whole plate of food
all the time.
And it happens all the fucking time. So what am I saying? I'm saying we got to pay attention to the reality of who we are and our relationship to sex. Because you a young 21, 22-year-old nigga. You have the appetite to fuck the world. Literally. Like, you have the appetite to literally want to fuck every motherfucking bitch you see moving. Literally. Right? But after you fuck that first one and that fucking energy comes out of you, my nigga, you like, man, shit.
I'm good. I'm straight.
I'm straight for now. You know, tell them bitches lined up at the door. Tell them let me get a couple hours to recoup. I'm gonna go get a sandwich, drink a beer, watch some TV, and then I'll call one of y'all bitches later when I you know what I'm saying? Like when the energy recharges. You get what I'm saying? So we have to understand what it really means, right? Because again, a lot of guys, your eyes are bigger than your stomach. You understand? The type of sex that you really want to have doesn't speak to the person that you are. And that's another thing with me too. Like I said, my relationships have to be substantial. A lot of times, if I caught myself having sex with a woman consistently, more often than not, she's on the vetting process leading up to something more substantial. I'm never just giving dick to a bitch just to give dick to a bitch.
Facts.
But that's based on the man that I am. Now, you got other niggas I know. Nigga, you know, a bitch is just as important as a bottle of water. After I finish drinking this one, I'm gonna go grab another one and it ain't shit. And that's cool. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying I know who I am. So therefore, most of my relationships that are sexual end up being more substantial just because of who I am. So what I'm saying is to know that about yourself and not try to fool yourself because you trying to have a bunch of sex based on, well, yeah, you know, I got a roster and you know, Lucario be talking about having poly and multiples and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I'm poly and multiple too, but my numbers are low, bro. I ain't got time for all that shit. You feel me?
See, your numbers are low because you fucking with quality chicks, though.
A
lot of these niggas, when niggas start talking about 300 chicks, I know there was a lot of mud ducks in there, nigga. I know there was a lot of mud ducks and Ugg bugs and Magilla gorillas up in that motherfucking nigga. Don't be telling me you fuck 300 fucking bad bitches. I don't believe you. You need more people, nigga.
Facts.
When you start fucking that many chicks, it was some chicks that you don't want your boys to ever see.
Real shit. But yeah, I'm again, guys, just a part of this masculine identity thing is being honest too. You understand what I'm saying? Being honest, man. You know, sometimes you go in the gym and your boy is about to bench, you know, 6 plates, and you trying to rock with him. And nigga, you know your ligaments ain't on that type of time. You understand? Tell your man to put on 2 plates and a 25, do your fucking reps, call it a fucking day, and don't hurt yourself. All right? So you got it, J. Roman.
Wait, real quick, True Savage, I've never said this on air, but back in the day, I did. Hold on. I wasn't fucking. But I did have a couple of fiends suck a nigga off for a little 5-piece. You know what I'm saying? I did.
Yo, K-Zag, how you been, baby?
You know what I could do.
Hey, K-Zag, listen, I need that 5, baby. I need that 5.
I did give him a little fever for a little fever flavor. You know what I'm saying? I did do that. Wow. I can't front. I'm not proud of it, but I did do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, when K-Zag is around his boys and the fucking fiend come up, he like,
it was a cute chick. It was before, you know, there's always a transition. You can see them getting
when they start they fiend.
So she was a fiend, but she wasn't Like, you know, the fucked up looking with the white mouth. No, it wasn't like, no, I ain't doing all that. But she was a fiend, though. This nigga, hold on, this nigga stupid. Stop it, look, I'm telling y'all, nigga, she was still cute. It was before she was all the way broke down, nigga. She was in the middle. She was in transition, nigga.
She just started to hit the pipe, huh? She ran out of her first set of money.
I done told that
tested
nigga
it out.
Go ahead, J. Roman. Go ahead.
Hey, baby, I need that.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, Zach. You kind of fucked me up with this, with this topic, because now people got to not only look at their masculine identity but their sexual identity, right? So we're going to, how did you define your sexual identity? And you got to look at all the experiences or, in your life. Now, for me, I went. I'm sorry, man. Miles is all, things will be a little more deeper, and not me, man. I was out there fucking. Like, I just wanted to fuck.
Stop it. I was in high school. Stop it.
I lost my virginity at 9 to a very aggressive 14-year-old, down the street in the back of my grandfather's truck. I got caught by my sister, and she bribed me to do her chores for like 2-3 years.
Damn.
So, that's when my experience started. It didn't, it wasn't like I was, fucking every day after that, but what I'm saying? That very aggressive 14-year-old.
Shout out to Mr. 50 in the chat real quick.
And then, from that point in high school, I was cool with everybody, right? I wouldn't say I was the most popular dude in high school, but I was cool with everybody, right? I didn't really have, it was real cliquish, and I could roll through any clique, right? Just, what's up? Everybody kind of knew me, knew I was cool, and I was kind of quiet, but, it wasn't no shy person, nothing like that. And I was bagging a lot of people's girlfriends, and on the low. And there was girls that was fucking with me on the low, and, of course, they didn't want nobody else to know, what I'm saying? 'Cause they didn't want it to get around, and I obliged that, so I wasn't a bragger, but I was, going around enjoying my high school years. Like, I had a great time in high school. And then out of high school, I rolled up and met some wolves, and we was knocking them down. Like, I didn't think about numbers and, like, oh, I might have passed some real quality women because, I don't got that gene where I can perform well if I'm not attracted to it. So, that might not mean she's attractive to you, but she was attractive to me. So, it was just one of those things. And so, we enjoyed our youth. Now, through growth, of adulthood and starting to really define that masculinity and knowing who I am as far as, the man that I want to be, and great that I had some steps already up there. Like you said, you start to realize the quantity doesn't always mean quality.
Right.
And so that balance starts to shift, where now I don't care about the numbers. I really didn't care about the numbers then either. I was just trying to feel good, right?
Have fun.
It wasn't that I need to knock down 20 chicks this year. It was just, hey, I was going with my experiences, my time periods was happening. I mean, there's some nights that, me and the fellas, we knocked down 3 or, 2. It didn't matter the number. It was just, having these experiences. So, but now as you get older, you start to gain more property, more, more things you could lose, more stuff, more knowledge, and you start to realize that the quality fits better next to me now.
Yeah.
Because I need a quality person to understand when I say to do this or to do that, someone that's going to listen, someone that appreciates the time that is given, for me now. So I think of the course of somebody's life, they might go through some of these different numbers, but if it was in high school, my category ain't on there. I was quiet, but knocking down people. I wasn't.
Real quick, 919-647-9392. Guys, call in. The phone lines are on now. 919-647-9392.
Okay.
And then you start looking at women a little different too.
Okay, real quick, D Woman. D Money with the $1.99. Super Sticker, that's Dirty K's. I was a teen. I want y'all niggas to know I was a teenager. I was young. See, if you came up at all in the 90s,
you was like old dog from Menace.
I wasn't that violent, but
Yeah,
that's a good representation though. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, you gave pictures. You gave a little picture that you was in the alley, bro.
Was in the alley.
It seemed like you had He seemed like you had your elbow rested up against the dumpster.
I was in the crib
with $5 in the other hand, getting
I was in the
saying
crib.
that's what it looked. That's what it felt like. We was like,
hold on, fuck it. Now I gotta tell the backstory because I ain't gonna have y'all niggas start rumors.
Hold on. Shout out to Bruce II for $4.99 super chat. He said this is one of my favorite shows. It's like listening to two of my uncles and a cousin. Appreciate y'all for sharing game. Go ahead.
I'm regretting sharing this shit now, but no, I gotta get a backstory so y'all niggas understand something. So one of the dudes, I told y'all I moved out the crib at 17. Right, I moved out of my parents' house.
She's still your TV.
I moved out at the age of 17. They said if you don't like our rules, get the fuck out, and I got the fuck out. Right, because I ain't like their rules. They didn't kick me out. I moved out on my own. Now, one of the dudes I was staying with, he had his own crib. Right, so it wasn't. If y'all think about high school, it ain't too many teenagers in high school that got their own shit. If you can put them on hold for just a minute, and then I'll tell the story and finish it up.
Anonymous, hold tight for a second. Don't go anywhere. Anonymous, just stay right there.
Okay.
When the comments is like, we don't need the backstory.
So, no, hell no, I'm gonna give it. Fuck that. I ain't letting them niggas start no rumors and shit like I was in the alley, nigga. No, hell no. So real quick. So I worked at Burger King, but the dude I was kicking it with, he was slanging.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of. I ain't gotta explain.
Are you sure you want to give this story, nigga?
No, I don't. Let's move on.
All right. Let's move on. Because it sounds real. It sounds real.
See, now you introduce another character. It sounded like he was like, hey, suck my boy off real quick. He was like, all right, well, whatever. She came in. I need something. He was like, I ain't got it right now. I'm at Burger King flipping burgers.
No, it wasn't like that. No, see, y'all add to the rumors and shit.
Hey, Zach, I've been around the block, man. I know certain things. I know how fast things can go.
Let's go.
Yeah, but you kind of know. You kind of all right. Go ahead, man.
All right, anonymous. You on live when the manhood is a skill set show. Name, major, city. What's up?
Yeah, what's up, motherfuckers? It's D, Lifeblood, San Francisco, dude. I don't agree with these no-fap, idiot, red pill, Edward Scissorhand-looking motherfuckers. I'm listening to you guys, my boys, and they say, like, you lose your power when you fap, dude. These fucking morons. I operate the forklift. I started training grappling again. I could jack off, I clear my head, and I could get to my shit. I'm actually employee of the month last month. I'm not going to say where I work because they're not paid advertisers, so fuck them. But, yeah, I just wanted to agree with you guys on the relationship with sex, dude. And I don't know, dude. Don't listen to these no fat fucking morons that you see, these other fucking red pill morons. The only red pill I'm taking is the ginseng lotus leaf red pill, dude.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's what's up. Hey, so do you have any questions, bro? All right, he hung up. All right, cool. Okay. So yeah, back to the shit. So you had the $5 in this hand. You was leaning on the dumpster with this hand.
Okay, no. So what happened was I was in the crib, and my homeboy, he was doing this thing, and he kind of brought me in, and it was this little joint, Latina joint that came in, and
Kizagi, what's up?
She was still cute. No, she wasn't. You know how that shit make me fucking skinny, make you lose weight. It fucks you up. She wasn't there yet. You know what I'm saying? She was still thick.
Right.
Yeah. So he was like, man, you want to smash that? And I'm like, nah, I ain't trying to fuck her, but she can suck a nigga dick though. I ain't trying to. I don't know what she been doing, but she can go ahead and top a nigga off. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that shit happened.
Yeah, top my man off.
Yeah, but that's how that shit happened.
Hey, you know what's so crazy? They don't even think their face is going through that. I used to mess with this girl. She met this dude, and he put her onto the coke, right? And so
cocaine.
She's starting to look skinnier and skinnier. Get that can't pay attention.
Bro,
when you're talking,
you can see,
and they just be looking
the body
at
go through the metamorphosis and shit. You can see
a whole bunch of different stuff, and later on, some years passed, about 10 years passed, and she was like, man, me and you, and I'm like, yeah, until you hopped on that stuff, right? Everybody, I'm a blatant person, so no need to, she's like, you knew about that? was like, yeah, I knew about that. Like you could see it in your face. You could see it in your attitude, the way you moved and stuff. So Zag, you knew when she walked in, she was a crackhead, dog, and you still let it happen?
Yeah.
Let's move on.
I'm not gonna act like, well, she top a nigga off and I found out later. No, I knew from the very beginning how everything was moving. I saw it. Like, hey, and I'm like, man, she kind of cute. My nigga, like, you want to hit that? No, I don't want to hit that because she doing this type of shit. But again, she can top a nigga off, but I ain't trying to smash that. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? So, because I don't know what she been doing. Because y'all know like I know. You from New York, you know what I'm saying? You know, Miles, that what chicks be doing. So I'm like, I ain't trying to ease up it. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? But again, she can top a nigga off. You know what I'm saying?
Top it off, bitch. Well, I've never done anything so foul in my life. I've always been a good boy. Quality over quantity. Thank you very much. My dick stays clean. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I ain't never been topped off by a crackhead. So. I ain't been topped off by a crackhead or somebody that can take their teeth out. But the last one, I'm curious about a little bit.
Hold on.
Let me tell you how sheltered I was. I lost my virginity to a girl that I met at my cousin's party, and my cousin is now a fucking like a $1 million lawyer. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about well-to-do people all the way through. That's who I lost my virginity to. Do you understand? Like I was inside a university dorm smashing for the first time. You understand? Sheltered. Like I'm with the Brady Bunch on my journey through sex.
Wait, was you a private school nigga? You wasn't a private school nigga, was you?
I wasn't a private school nigga, but my parents kind of like for instance, my mom wouldn't let me out to play until I was literally 15. Like
Did your school require your parents to do any sort of volunteer time?
My mom came to parent teachers night, but that's about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that tells me what type of school you were at.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. So I was pretty sheltered for most of my life. So I learned game. Like I really started to learn the game once I like moved out of my parents' house, and like I was around 2021, and that's when I really started getting into learning game and chasing pussy and all that other type of shit.
Y'all niggas with these jokes, goddamn it. So Dave G said with the 5 says crackhead top is a skill set. Hey, but she was getting it in though. I mean, goddamn, she was working.
Hey, you ain't found nobody better yet, huh?
Any gag reflexes, my nigga?
You ain't found nobody yet.
You know what I'm saying? And y'all gotta. I want to reiterate. I was a teenager in high school. I wasn't a grown man. I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I just want to reiterate that shit.
I was a kid. Come on, guys.
So for those of you who missed it, right now we're talking about what's your relationship with sex. For those of you who missed it, I'll put guys in 3 categories. So I'll name the categories and then I'll explain why I'm putting guys in these 3 categories. The first category, I just want to call in. Go ahead, family, take it.
All right, let's get it. 347. You're on live with Manhood is a skill set show. Name, age, city. What's up?
D Money, 22, New York.
All right, what's up, D Money? What's going on, man? What's on your mind?
Good, yo. This topic is fire.
All right.
Fuck with this topic. But y'all from the 90s. That's dirty.
Man, y'all be getting hit by girls on all these different pills and stuff like that. It's the same thing.
Well, nah, yeah, that's true. Y'all young niggas see the bitches that y'all be fucking. They crackheads too, but they on that new designer shit. They on K2.
Yeah.
They on K2
and all that other shit.
Yeah, they
Yeah, they on that Molly shit. Y'all niggas is nasty.
You think she like you or she just like your weed?
Yeah, all that type of shit.
Yo, I'm getting on the bad boy membership real soon. I got a girl on
Hey, I ain't got nothing. Is this D Money?
Yeah, that's D Money.
Oh yeah, I ain't got nothing to say.
I don't really got a question.
Oh, you don't really got a question? Okay, so all right. Well, we don't need to hear when you about to do shit. Just do it, and real G's move in silence, nigga. Nobody cares.
Yeah, you don't. I'm not about to call Miles and say, Miles, I'm about to do this. Nigga. What do you think about this? No, we just do what we do and it speak for itself. Just do what you're gonna do, my nigga.
Yeah, just do it.
Money, I ain't forgot, man. I gave you a golden ticket. I said, give what you can give, and I'll pay the rest. And you didn't even do that. I asked these brothers.
I did.
I double checked on it.
hold it down.
Nah, so you got to do it on your own.
What's your question, bro? Go ahead.
All right, so like, I see you talk about the setting process on the masculine identity. I'm doing that right now, but what if you have a girl that?
Wait. You see me talk about the what on a masculine? What'd you say?
The vetting process. What if you mess with a girl?
Hold on, the vetting process. The vetting process is on the bad boy membership, not the masculine identity.
No, you talk about it though.
Okay, all right. So what's your question?
Yeah. What if you mess with a girl that want to see you more than once a week? How should you go about that?
Say that again.
She complains about seeing you only once a week.
She complains. She complains.
Yeah.
Why is she complaining?
She want to see you more than once a week.
But so is okay. D Money. Who's the leader of the relationship, sir?
Me.
Okay, so if your subordinate follower is complaining, what do you need to do?
I need to fix that.
You need to get her off the fucking team. That's what you need to do. You need to charge her.
Don't say no more, Mouse. Don't say no more.
Like, what are we talking? Money. What are we talking about?
That's all he get, Mouse.
There's nothing to fix. There's nothing that's broken.
Yeah, nothing's broken.
About?
All right.
Yeah, bro. Hold on. Let me say this, and we got to move on, nigga. Let me say this, and I'm saying this for everyone listening. If you have a particular way that you do things as a man, and a woman comes into your life, and she's complaining about not having your attention the way she would want to have it, it's not an issue where you got to fix it, where you got to make her happy or do. No, you just tell her, hey, girl, your day is Saturday. I'll see you then. Bye.
That's it.
That's it.
Like, what are we talking about?
D-Money. I'm gonna tell you why
he can't do that until he has a masculine identity, because he doesn't even know if he wants to see her one time or two times. He's just listening to you. No, one time, and so he's going to stick to the one time, two times. But you got to know if you even got the time or if that's what you want to do. Like, do you want to see her 2 times a week?
I would say 2 times. 2 times.
Okay,
then what's the problem?
That's not the issue. That's not the issue. See, no. D-Money, I'm gonna tell you what your issue is. I'm gonna tell you what your issue is, and I'm gonna tell you what all you niggas' issues is. Whenever the woman wants something more than you're willing to give, you have an internal battle with yourself about acquiescing to it because you feel if you don't, you're gonna lose access to the pussy. That's really what it is. So you're trying to toe the line between what can I hold on, listen, nigga, stop talking. You're trying to toe the line between what can I do that I'm comfortable with versus what she wants that I'm not comfortable with and still have access to the draws. That's what you're really asking. Nigga, ask the question how you really mean it.
I mean, I don't really care about losing like girls like that, bro. I could get anything I want.
Bullshit. You wouldn't be asking that question then.
Yo, if you don't care, then why are you asking the question then, brother?
Nah, because I mean, 2 times a week is not really bad though. Like,
no, but how long you known this girl?
3 months now.
That's see, D-Money. Just it's only been 3 months. Why do you need to see her twice a week?
You ain't got nobody else to see?
What if
you ain't got no other bitches? It's only
you ain't got no studying for school to do?
Week, bro. It's only 7 days in a week. You ain't got no other women to see? Bro, answer my question. Bro, answer my question. You ain't got no other women to see?
I do.
Okay, so why do you need to see her twice a week then?
Because what if I want to put her to
Why do you need to see her twice a week?
What if I had
tell the truth? Stop lying.
Okay. Why would you have shit for her to do and not have shit for the other women that you've been seeing longer to do?
See them, I'm just smash. That's it. No one investing in me.
See, this is why I always want to hang up on this nigga, bro, because he just can't tell the truth. He can't tell the truth with what
I'm not lying though. I swear I'm not lying.
Hey, D-Money, listen to this, man.
Like a little schoolgirl.
Okay.
Listen to this, D-Money.
All right, D-Money. Listen, no. Let's do it like this. How good is the pussy, my nigga? On a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah, that's what I was going to.
How good is the pussy? How bad is she? How bad is she, nigga? How bad is she on a scale of 1 to 10? Tell us.
You probably want to go back to back.
Look, looks don't mean nothing to me. I ain't gonna
No,
lie.
you see what I'm saying? This is why I hang up the phone on niggas like this. D Money. Do you have any other questions, my nigga? Do you have any other questions? Do you have any other questions? Do you have any other questions?
Nah.
All right, man. You have a great day, man. Appreciate you. Have a good weekend. Yeah, I can't do it, bro. I can't do it.
Are we good on calls, Miles?
Yeah, we get on calls for now.
Let me just say this, because this is what guys don't understand. Miles has decades of experience. Jay Roman has decades of experience. I have decades. So when we listening to you talk, we can tell what the issue is. We know what it is. What it is the chick wants you to do something that you really don't want to do. So you're trying to find a way to sidestep it and still keep the bitch in your life. Nigga, we know what the fuck it is.
Yo, everybody on this panel lived his life twice.
God
Everybody on this panel basically lived his fucking. He's 22 years old. I'm a 42-year-old man. I'm probably the youngest nigga on the panel.
Yeah.
He don't even know if it's a test or not.
I can't. I'm trying to think back if I was this fucking stupid when I was 22. Because if I'm 22 years old and I come to an OG for advice, all I'm gonna do is listen and be honest with him so he can help me. I can't stand you bitch ass niggas. You don't have the game. That's why you're on my membership. That's why you call my show. So when I ask you a question, stop trying to flex on me. It don't help you. What the fuck are you flexing for? Nah. Whip looks don't really mean that much to me. But how do I keep her in my life though?
And it wasn't even the question. That wasn't even. He answered the question that you didn't even ask.
Exactly. I said, how good is the pussy? He talk about looks don't matter to me though.
That's how you know it was a bad bitch to him. That's how you know.
Bro.
So I'll say this too. I'll say this. And this is what bugs me. And this is why I always talk about being honest with yourself, because you can't grow unless you're really honest with yourself. That's like going to the doctor and saying, it's just a little pain, when it ain't a little pain, so they know the severity of it. So my thing is, I never forget my brother. He pissed me off. One of my brothers pissed me off, man. He was crying over some chick, right? And at the time, I was like, what are you talking? What? Bro. You know, I was pissed off, right? So I said, you know what? Tomorrow, get dressed early. You're rolling with me, right? So we went to the first house, kicked it with this chick. She made us a little breakfast and stuff like that. You know, I was just taking them around my rounds, right? You know, to different people's houses. And then we ended up, you know, after a few stops, you know, about 3 or 4 different stops, we ended up at this stop with, you know, not my main chick, but one of the chicks I stayed the night with, right? I called and said, hey, your roommate around? Yeah, my brother's coming with me. You know, he's blah, blah, blah. You know, my brother's like 6'3" or something. He's 6'3", cool cat. You know, we're going to have a good time. He's hella funny. One of the funniest people I know in my whole life, my brother, right? And so we get there. We have a good time. Cool little time, right? Stay the night. She calling me as I'm driving. Hey, what do you want in the refrigerator? What do you want to drink? And all this other stuff. We have a great time. In the morning, we get in the car, and I'm like, hey, what's up, man? You know, what's up? You enjoy the night? You know? He was like, yeah, man, I just slept on the couch. And I was like, what? What you mean you just slept on the couch, right?
What the fuck? Hold on.
Because while me and old girl was in the room, she told me how much her roommate actually was digging you.
Right.
Right? And the roommate was digging you and invited you to go to her bedroom.
Oh, my God.
Like, why did you sleep on the couch? And my brother, I kid you not, he looks at me and he's like, I'm not like you, okay? I'm not like you. I just like one woman at a time.
Nice.
Right? And that's how he said it. Like, really, like, you know, he's going to preach to me, like, look. But I had to realize he's right. He's not like me. And
Real
that's
shit.
Okay.
Real shit.
Be honest. And that's why I D-Money or whoever's listening, be honest with yourself on who you are and where you're at. I'm more like my brother now than I was then. But at the same time,
that was his relationship to sex. You guys had 2 different relationships to sex. Y'all looked at sex differently. There are people who want to have emotional connections and attachments and bonds before they have sex, where other people are like, I'm just trying to fuck. What's up?
Right.
But and it goes back to what I said. Your upbringing in religion also has an impact on how you view shit. This is why, real quick. What's her name? Janelle Monáe.
Hey, before you go there,
Janelle Monáe.
Janelle Monáe.
Before you go there, let me finish the one thing my brother did say just before there. Because after that, he told me that he knew he could go in the room. He said, I knew I could have went in the room and I knew I could have hit. I knew that already. When I was busting the jokes and she was laughing and the way she fixed my plate and everything, like I knew I could do that. So I know that. I just didn't want to do that.
Real shit. Yo, I real quick. I remember I was. It's not irrelevant. I'm just saying I was in a situation like that before. I was in Brazil and I was in this very same situation, and me and the chick were just chilling on the couch talking, while my man was in the room smashing something else, and it wasn't even paid for. Like I could have got it for free if I wanted it, but I just didn't take it. But go ahead, Zach.
No, and I just want to say I actually respect that. Like as a dude, when you can hit it, but you just elect not to. You can hit it. But that's where when you that dude that women gravitate to. So you could take it or leave it. A lot of dudes don't have that option. Meaning, if a chick offer it, they're like, shit, it might not come around until another lunar eclipse. Like, I gotta hop on this.
Exactly.
So some guys they don't have those type of options where they can pick and choose. But when you and this is gonna go back to my point. But when you have those options where you can pick and choose, you're gonna have a different type of relationship with sex. Right. Guys who can't pick and choose, and he can only take what he can get. So you're gonna look at sex completely different. Right. Let me again, and let me go back on my little tangent. For those of you who came in late and you didn't hear how I broke it down, I'm putting guys in 3 categories, and it's based on your interactions with young women starting from high school. Whether you have sex or not is irrelevant. So the first category is if you graduated high school as a virgin and you didn't have sex until your early mid-20s, you're gonna have a different relationship with sex than the person in category number 2 who had sex in high school, but he only had relationship sex, meaning he had to be in a relationship first. He's not the type of guy that women typically gravitate to sexually when it comes to casual sex. And or you had relationship sex, but maybe you had 1 encounter, maybe 2 with casual sex, but it was something that just happened. It wasn't because you got a mouthpiece or you a fly nigga. It just happened. You was at a party, people were drinking, you end up fucking. So it's not something that you normally run into. That's the second category. The third category is you entertain a lot of women for casual sex purposes in high school. You had a lot of sex and you were just fucking on the strength of women just wanted to fuck you because you, right? So what happens is in your latter teenage years into your early 20s, those experiences in high school, it shapes your viewpoint. It shapes your ideology. Now, you can evolve your ideology, you can grow, you can mature, you can adapt even. But what I'm saying is, if you listen to a lot of guys' talking points on YouTube, a lot of these Facebook posts, when guys talk about sex, you can kind of tell how they were shaped and how they had different interactions with women. It's not about right or wrong. It doesn't mean because a guy graduated high school and he was a virgin, there's something wrong with him. It don't mean that. It don't mean because a guy, because I graduated high school and I was already in the double digits. It don't mean that I'm a fly ass nigga. I am a fly ass nigga though, but it's not because of that, right? So, but what I'm saying is,
I hope it means you know your way around a vagina.
Okay, it shapes your viewpoint. Yeah, I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm very skilled. I'm a mattress tactician. I know what the fuck I'm doing. But what I also want to say is, when you pay attention to guys who talk about pair bonding or they talk about a woman's body count, like, because you'll have some guys that might say, oh, if a chick slept with like 20, 30 dudes, I ain't tripping on that. But then you'll have another dude that would say, if a chick slept with 2 or 3 guys, that's too much. Now you can identify which category he may have been in as a teenager into his early 20s based on his particular relationship with sex, how he views sex. Now, your upbringing, your household has a lot to do with that. Your religion, all of that shit comes into play. Now, for me, I grew up with both my parents in the household. But what, and I was the type of dude, when I very first started dealing with young ladies, I was conditioned by that. I was conditioned by my parents being married and being in the same household. Meaning, when I first started dealing with young ladies, when I was in middle school, high school, I was on that. I'm only talking to one chick at a time. I was on that at first. But then I started having sex. And I said, oh, fuck that. I can't have sex. I just, look, I got a gift. Like, I got to spread this shit around. Who am I? Who am I to deny this dick is a gift? I didn't know what it was called back then. I just knew.
Hey, you was just trying to get that thing wet, man. Like, you know. But, you know, for real, in high school, like, I always thought I was going to meet my sweetheart in high school, and that's the one I was going to be with, right? I always liked the fact that, you know, somebody know each other and grow with each other and all that other stuff, right?
Right.
But that wasn't my road.
Soulmates.
You know? And at a younger age, I kind of took people how they came, right? So, you know, in high school, to me, girls was way more aggressive than the dudes were. Like, you know, there wasn't a lot of dudes walking around with just mouthpieces in game like that. You know, every now and then you kind of hear somebody say something, you're like, oh shit, that sounds cool as fuck. I must try that. Mm-hmm. You know, but really the girls were aggressive ones, and a lot of times, you know, I was under that, you know, at a younger age, like, hey, don't say too much shit to fuck this up. But, you know, she already rolling with whatever. So if she came and she just wanted to fuck, but hey, I'm down with that. If this girl was like, hey, you can't touch this unless we boyfriend girlfriend, I guess we boyfriend and girlfriend now. You know, it was just,
I wasn't doing that.
I'm just talking about in the younger age, you know, high school, it was whatever. Like, you know, we wouldn't be boyfriend and girlfriend for long, but still, it was just, if that's how you felt comfortable, then okay, whatever. So, you know, but at the end of it, like you said, that all shaped how long it might have took you to get to that real game of where you realize the quantity and quality is different when it comes to vetting a woman to be hanging with you.
Well, I want to point to something as well. So when I categorize guys based on their experiences, again, all of it is what's Stephen A? It's fluid. It's fluid. You know what I'm saying? Because as you get older, you start to experience different things. Like, you might be a guy, and again, that's kind of how I was, because of my parents were married and my uncles and my grandparents and all that. I viewed it as, I'm supposed to get with one woman and be with her and only be with her. And if it don't work out, then I can go to another woman. I ain't supposed to be dealing with I was conditioned. You know what I'm saying? But when I first had sex, it was like eating Pringles. You know what I'm saying? You can't eat just one. It was like, shit, one woman fuck that. You know what I'm saying? I got to spread this shit around.
You know, I'll say this. See, the first time I had sex, man, it was my world was shattered.
Here we go.
No, check it out, because I come from like, you know, coming from Jamaica.
Miles talking poems. You know what I'm saying? Like, it gets real deep.
Like, coming from Jamaica, right? It'll be nothing to see, you know, a pair of titties walking through the house, like your aunt putting on her, you know, getting dressed.
Okay.
We don't hide nudity in Jamaica. You understand what I'm saying? So certain things, as far as like seeing naked body parts and shit, wasn't a big deal to us. Like you could be in the shower, somebody come in to brush their teeth, and you know, so on and so forth. You know, and if you got to get out and dry off, it's like you ain't got none I ain't never seen before. But there, you know, it wasn't like weird. You understand? It was normal for us, right? So that was one part of my sexual, you know, coming up. So I just, and then after that, I discovered masturbation at like 9, right? And so I masturbated for a long time. I used to masturbate in the fucking weirdest of settings, bro. like weird, like really, really weird. Like I was the type of nigga I used to put my hands in my pants, beat off, and just nut in my clothes and let it dry and just go about my fucking day. That's how horrible it was.
Nasty. This nigga nasty, bro.
So,
this nigga nasty.
What I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to
tissue or nothing. Damn.
No tissue or nothing, nigga. The shit would y'all be taking off my shit would be crunchy. My mom would be asking me questions like, "Listen, why is your underwear so crunchy, nigga? Like, stop."
Bro, look, I'm not even gonna tell y'all what I used to do. It's too embarrassing. But go ahead, you got it.
So the reason why I'm saying all
word embarrassing.
The reason why I'm saying all of this. The reason why I'm saying all of this is I had discovered a certain level of joy when it came to self-love, self-sex, masturbation, whatever you want to call it. You understand? And I really enjoyed myself. Like my record is like, I think it was 6 in one day, 6 times in one fucking day. But anyway.
Yeah, that's not needed.
So the thing is, I thought, right, because my level of enjoyment with sex and masturbation was already very high, right? So I thought that having sex with another person was gonna be out of this world. I thought we was gonna fucking connect like fucking Dragon Ball Z to fucking turn into some other shit. So I had expectations on my first time, nigga. I thought I was gonna transform into a fucking mutant or X-Man or some shit and become something else. Like like in my mind and in my heart. You understand? Mm-hmm. And then the first time I actually had sex, it wasn't better than my masturbation. And so I was so fucking let down. Nigga, nobody really, I don't know of anybody who came up in New York, but I literally walked from Manhattan to East New York, Brooklyn. Like I had to take a walk like Kung Fu from Kane, nigga, to contemplate.
That's a nice little hike.
To contemplate how let down I was mentally and emotionally and even spiritually. I had to take a walk that long, my nigga. And then after that, I had the second time drought, but not really because it was a drought like that, but because I was so let down by the prospect of sex with someone else. You get what I'm saying? So when I finally fucked somebody else, it was like my horniness started to outgrow the disappointment. You get what I'm saying? And so I went ahead and I fucked for the second time, which was also a terrible experience too, because
I didn't have terrible
experience. Hey man, I can't even like. This is wild because you went from Superman in yourself. It was horrible.
But see, I say this to everyone, and I reveal this shit because I wanna make it be known that your identity is so important to your relationship to sex. Like who you are is that's because some guys, like I said, they could like all right. Yeah. Me and my masturbation was like the other guy who needs literally 1,000 women type shit.
Yeah,
I used to masturbate a lot, like not one day.
I think you're getting to something that you're right because it's the mentals of it. Like as we're talking about this, and I think about high school, like I wouldn't do the same thing in high school because ain't no way you gonna keep me a secret, right? So I wasn't Pretty Ricky of the high school, right? Said I wasn't the tallest or the fastest or the whatever. I was cool, but at the same time, there's always that the Pretty Ricky dude that all the girls always be like, oh my God, they go for, right? Yeah. So, I'm smashing girls, but we secret. Mm-hmm. The way I am right now, I'm too fresh for that. No way, no fucking way. I'm gonna be a little secret. Once you smash, hey, I'm not into bragging about it, but hey, I'm not gonna be sitting here, looking at you and going opposite directions or making sure nobody knows that you like me and all this other shit. Like if you ain't claiming it, then shit, you can't come over this way no more. I'm too fresh to be your fucking secret and shit. Like so, so I feel you. Like certain things shape your view on how you start your sexual experiences and things.
Exactly.
Well, and I want to say this because I had an Uber driver a few weeks back.
A crackhead Uber driver? What?
No, I didn't say nothing about that. I had an Uber driver. You know what I'm saying?
Did you pay her in dick?
And hold on, look, no. I never had sex with an Uber driver, but I've had multiple female Uber drivers where we did talk about sex. So I had one female Uber driver a few weeks back, and I don't know how we got into it, but we started talking about poly relationships. We started talking about monogamy, and she said something that was very pleasant to hear a woman actually admit it. She said, "Oh no, monogamy is not natural." And I'm like, "I agree with you, girl. I agree with you." So she started telling me that she was in a poly relationship and she had multiple dudes, and that she belonged to a social circle, a little group, and they were all in poly relationships.
That's called a
nice.
And she started breaking it down, and I don't want to get too far off the beaten path, but our conversation was one of the realest conversations I ever had with a woman that wasn't a woman I was fucking.
Right.
And one of the things that we was talking about, and I think how we got on the subject was she was talking about, I think we was talking about what we was going to do that day. So what does your day look like? What are you up to today? And I kind of told her, and then I'm going to go see a movie with a guy. And I'm like, oh, you about to Netflix and chill with the sexual feeling, right? That's what I said to her. And she's like, no, it won't be no sexual feeling. And I told her, I said, why you playing with dude like that? You know he want to hit that. No, so that's what I said to her. And she said, no. She said, it's a guy that I wanted to hit this, but then she explains why it wasn't going to be that, right? And what she explained was that he was also in a poly relationship, but that he was kind of on a fringe, right? So she said, because he don't really know what he want, I'm not even going to let them get up in it until he know what he want. So what she was talking about was, what we ended up transitioning to was the poly relationship had nothing to do with just sex. It's also dealing with people that are like-minded. So an example would be, if you're dealing with a woman and she likes to watch horror movies, but you don't,
right?
She can go find another nigga to go watch horror movies with, right? They got similar interests. Because if you think about relationships, what happens in relationships, this is why monogamy-oriented relationships really don't work out, is because you expect that person to be everything to you.
Right.
So imagine you're dating multiple people before you get into the relationship. Now you get into a sexually exclusive relationship, and you almost expect that person to be everything that all them other people were, but they're gone now.
Exactly. Yep.
So everything that you was doing, all the dates, all the shit you're into, now you obligate that other person to all of that shit. We talked about that.
Yep.
And she was like, that's some bullshit. And she's like, that's why I can never be monogamous.
Right.
Because of that reason. Because people have different interests. You can still be compatible, but you have different interests. And there's another guy. She's like, there's another guy that might want to take me to go watch this movie. I'm not fucking him necessarily. We just have that interest in mind. So we talked about that the poly relationship is not just about sex. It's about hanging with different people, doing different things that the people you're fucking don't do.
That's real shit. And that's why I believe in compatibility so much. And that's why I have, like, I look, you can classify my relationships as open, but it's really all about the freedom to be exactly who you are and just respect what we got going on together. You get what I'm saying? So, like, everything that I do is scheduled. Now it's a consistent schedule, but it's scheduled though. And whenever you're not with me, I'm not worried about what's going on. Because as long as what's going on between you and me don't change or isn't disrupted or disrespected, yo, I'm so cool. You see what I'm saying? And that shit is so real what you're saying, Zag, because everybody thinks that, like, if you're not keeping tabs on the person that you're with, that it's a 100% thing that they gotta be fucking somebody else. It's like, they could be, they very well could be, no doubt. I get what you're saying. But is that the most important thing though? You understand? And is it necessarily true? It might not even be necessarily true. She literally might just want to go chill with the nigga because she likes that thing that you don't fuck with. Because I had a guy on my Discord. And anybody who wants to follow me on the Discord, y'all could holler at me, Miles in the Game on Instagram, and follow me on YouTube. I do morning talks and lives in the morning, Monday through Friday, right? But somebody asked me, or somebody said to me on the Discord, they was like, yo, Miles, my girl is asking me to go see that Barbie movie. How what's your thoughts on that? And I said, My answer to them was, bro, I don't know if you're conducting your relationship correctly because none of the women that I deal with would even dare ask me that fucking question.
There you have it.
You understand? Because they know me that well. My masculine identity. My woman would never. Hey, Miles. Hey, King. Hey, leader. You want to see that Barbie movie? Bitch, if you don't.
Get the fuck out of my face with that goofy shit.
You don't get the fuck out of my face with that bullshit. So what I'm saying is she might have a nigga in her circle that might want to see that bullshit. Now, is he the type of nigga that I would feel threatened by? As far as
you want to see that shit? Hell no.
No, I'm not worried. Go do whatever you want to go do with that nigga. Because I know sooner or later you gonna have to come back to daddy. You understand what I'm saying? Go do what the fuck you gonna do. Fuck him even if you want to. I'm so confident. But you understand what I'm saying? You gonna have to come back. If the nigga want to go see that Barbie movie, trust me, I'm not. And honestly, I'm not threatened regardless.
Yeah,
I'm not threatened regardless. But what I'm saying is that going to see the Barbie movie with another nigga, that's the least of my worries. You feel me? But
there you go.
We got 713. You on live with the real game? No. You on live with the Manhood is a Skill Set show. What's going on with you? 713. Hey, this monogamous player. What's going on with you, baby?
Monogamous. Salute to you, fam. What's up with you, brother?
Yeah. What's going on with you, brother?
Chilling, man. Hey, bro. This is a great topic, bro. It just bringing back funny memories, and I just remember, like, you know, I didn't lose my virginity until I was 16, but before I was 16, I was already like getting my dick sucked and, you know, licking titties and shit like that. And I remember this one chick that I used to date or whatever, like in the 4th or 5th grade, I used to ride the YMCA bus after school, right? But I could time it because I already know, like, okay, after school, they ain't going to get here until like 25 minutes. So I used to take her around the corner, pull her titties out and lick the hoes. Them hoes be pottery and everything. But you know, a young nigga don't even care or whatever, right? But I got a couple of stories, right? Now, as what y'all said, right? A lot of the first times, right? It was almost like a disappointment because you looked at sex as like this imaginary thing or this fairy tale thing, and then the first time be like blah blah blah, right? So that's how my first time, right, was, and that was actually on my 16th birthday. And the girl that I smashed, she actually gave me head like when we was in like middle school, but I hit, right? She wasn't the best, but it was the fact of me hitting. But when I hit, I was like, bro, that shit wasn't even all that. I was actually like disgusted about sex. I was like, I'm cool on it, bro. I'm not gonna even put myself in position to even do all that, right? But also, I wanted to also talk about this. A lot of guys also experience having that one freaky ass girlfriend when he was young that turned them out. And it was my girlfriend around the time when I was like 16 going on 17 years old. And it was something about this chick, bro. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like she actually enhanced my sexuality on some shit, because I remember when me and her, we used to like link up at the movies, and that was a big thing. I used to fuck a lot at the movies or whatever. She put me on.
I did.
The first time when we was at a date,
all the time.
When you young, you fuck where you get.
Hold on. I need to say this, bro. If I'm paying money to watch a movie, nigga, I'm watching the fucking movie. I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck.
It'll come out on Blockbusters. It'll be at Blockbusters in a few months. I'm good.
I'm fucking 1 to 3.
Nah, I take going to the movie super serious. But go ahead, monogamous. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. But I mean, I was just like you, Miles. I was watching the movie, trying to be all into the movie. She tapping me, opening up her legs and shit. You know, this is back when girls used to wear them jean skirts, and she had nothing under the jean skirt. So I'm like, oh my god. So you know, I was already ready.
She can't ready
that type of stuff.
Yeah,
so,
I definitely finger pop, but I'm watching the movie.
Right, you know what I'm saying? But nah, she wanted to take it to the next level. So, you know what I'm saying? I smashed and stuff like that. So that used to actually be our thing. We used to link up at the movies, and we used to go to one of those movie actual theaters where it used to be like a weak movie that nobody's going to be in. And it would be like
always two movies that you can fuck in the back.
I'm doing the same thing.
Fucking in the back.
Do it like that.
You know she down when she pull out a little blanket from her purse, a big bag.
But I would tell them, hey, wear a skirt, no drawers.
You know.
That way they can just sit on it.
I'm sorry, Miles, man. I fuck in the movie theater now too. So I just let you know, man. Like that air conditioning is always nice, especially when you find them big movie theaters that be having different levels.
That movie theater, bro.
Y'all niggas wasting y'all fucking money, man.
No, I would always go to like the $2 shows, like monogamous is saying. I would pick a movie that have been out for a while. I know ain't nobody trying to watch.
Right.
And but see, I would do the movie theater not to necessarily watch the movie, because I wanted to see how much sexual submissiveness a chick had. Like, can I get her to fucking public? Right. That's why I did it. I want you to fucking public, because if I can get you to fucking public, I can get you to do damn near anything with me. That's why I did. It was a method to my madness.
Mm-hmm. I was just trying to fuck, man. I didn't have no method or nothing. We just trying
to
fucking method. I'm just trying to fuck.
So of course, I always hung around with guys that, that used to be our thing. Like, I know, like when I was young, we had like those set of guys that want to fight and do all that at parties. The niggas I hung with, we wanted to get on the females and shit like that. So of course, you remember being young, like y'all joke around, right? And then when it gets serious is when a nigga say, "Oh yeah, you can say that, but I fuck more hoes than you, right?" Da da da. So me and one of my partners at the time, I was like 17 or whatever, and I only smashed like two females at that point. So we had one of those debates. And he was like, "Man, I'll smash more hoes than you, right? Da da da, right?" So I'm like, "I bet. Well, let's actually make a bet, right?" So even though I only smashed 2 females in my whole lifetime, I still betted on myself, right? So the first round of the bet, I won up 6-1. I remember, like in 3 weeks, I came back. I He's like, "Damn, bro. Well, let's bet again." We betted again. I was up 7-0. You see what I'm saying? So that kind of catapulted me into really being on these females. And then at that point, I was catching the bus to females' houses across town, getting dropped off, sneaking out of houses. I was doing all type of shit, but that was just it just brought me back to those memories.
There you have it, man. Hey, appreciate you, fam. You got anything else you want to add, Monogamous? Did
you have a question or anything, bro?
Nah, man. I just wanted to chime in on the topic, man. Thank y'all for the opportunity.
Yes, sir. Hey, you still enjoying that vacay, man? Time away from
man, Miles, bro. I'm gonna be honest, man. Since I've been off, I ain't realized how much sleep I haven't been getting, bro. I've been sleeping like a motherfucker.
That nigga been sleeping until noon and shit. He be waking up at noon eating breakfast, not breakfast, but fucking brunch and shit.
Yeah. That's what's up, man.
I want to mention something.
Man, just enjoying life, bro. We only live once.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate you, man, and stay safe. Have a good weekend, man.
Yes, sir.
All right,
much
man.
love.
All right,
cool. Appreciate that. So we good on calls, Miles?
Yeah, we good on calls for now.
Okay, I want to make another real quick point. When I categorize dudes by their high school experiences, I also want to state that if you believe that monogamous is natural versus if you believe that monogamy is not natural, that has a lot to do with your actual experiences, right? And what I want to point to guys, see, a lot of guys who are MGTOW guys, red pill guys, they had a false belief about sex as it relates to women. They had a false belief. See, I didn't have a false belief because I was fucking too much. You know what I'm saying? In high school, and I'm not saying it in a braggadocious way. I'm saying it because that was to me. I'm like, there is no way that I'm a special nigga doing this. These chicks, they fucking a lot, and there's other dudes. I was in football. I did football. I did track. All my track niggas, all my football niggas, even my baseball, soccer, and basketball, they was all fucking too. So I came to the realization before I even left high school that it's just like this. This is like the norm. Like motherfuckers is fucking, right? So when a lot of guys, when they judge women, like if you have sex with a chick the first night you meet her or within a couple of days of meeting her, and you're judging that like, oh, she's not wifey material, a lot of that has to do with your relationship with sex. My relationship with sex was such as all I ever had was casual sex. That's all I ever had. So any woman that ever became my girlfriend or wife, it was a chick that I fucked quick. So we just end up, clicking like that, and it worked out to where we was in each other's lives long enough for either a relationship or a marriage to happen. So for me, I never looked at it as a chick who's fucking me quick, there's something wrong with her. I looked at it as this is just how it is. Like when chicks is interested in the dude and the dude is interested in the chick, you fucking. I never looked at it as like a time frame thing. Right. You're just fucking, right? And the issue that I have with guys, this is why I wanted to categorize guys. This is why I want you guys to pay attention to your favorite YouTubers, because you will have guys that have these prevailing thoughts, right? And women have these prevailing thoughts too. But guys, they'll either say either monogamy is natural for both sexes, which is delusional, or they'll say monogamy is natural for women but not for men, which is also delusional, right? Or they'll say monogamy is not natural for anybody. It's just a choice you make. But also it goes back to your upbringing, and it goes back to what I said earlier about having both my parents in the household, both sets of grandparents on either side, they was married. So for me, I just thought that was a natural order of things because that's what I saw, right? So I can see why people think monogamy is natural based on your upbringing, but the reality of the world shows you that it ain't. And one of the biggest things that you can look to is infidelity, right? It's cheating. If monogamy is so natural, for all the women in the chat, how many of your boyfriends, if not all of them, cheated on you? Because I know women where every guy they ever got into a relationship with cheated on them. If monogamy is natural, why is that happening?
Right.
It's not. Matter of fact, our society, you know what I'm saying, for hundreds of years, even thousands of years even, they try to control that dynamic. Do y'all know, have you ever heard of the Edmund Act?
No.
I want everyone to listen to this. Edmunds Act. The Edmunds Act, also known as the Edmunds Anti-Polygamy Act of 1882. They made it a federal crime for a dude to have two or more chicks living with him. And he fucking them both. They made it a crime. So what happened was the dude automatically went to jail. But when they came to the two chicks, if the chicks didn't snitch on them, then they went to jail too. So if monogamy is natural, why are they making it a crime for a dude to have two or more chicks?
Since 1882?
The Edmunds Act. Look it up. The Edmunds Act.
What the fuck? Hey, nah, there's no way monogamy is natural, nigga. Because for something to be made into a law, that means you had to have multiple niggas with a bunch of bitches living with them. Like maybe those religious sects and those different, you know what I'm saying?
Well, back in the day,
Mormons, yeah.
Back in the day, if your brother passed away, you would marry his wife to take care of her.
Right.
Like back in the day, it was, it was more about making sure they were provided for and taken care of down the line. Like, I'm a little bit different. Like if you want to be in a monogamous relationship, cool, that's you. If you want to be in a poly relationship, cool, that's you. I don't have a more or less for either one of them, because just make sure though that it's what you want to do and the other person does too, and you understand all the consequences therefore throughout all of it. That's my thing. But like you said, back in the day, there was a lot of different reasons why things were set up.
Hey, if y'all go to Wikipedia, there's a picture. It says portrait of polygamist in prison at Utah Penitentiary. It's a fucking picture of 1, 2, 3, 4.
I see it. All them dudes in prison.
All them dudes in, and that's back in 1889. Yo, monogamous, what's going on?
Hello?
Yeah, this monogamous, right? Who this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This monogamous. Hey, I just want to give, if y'all don't mind, can I just give one more memory? And I know every real nigga that experienced this, because this used to be a thing back in the day. Okay, so, I'm a teacher now, and it's crazy because they don't do that no more. And I know K-Zag, I know you got kids. Do you notice that they don't do like half days no more on Fridays? You remember back in the day when you used to get out early?
You get out like at noon or 1 o'clock or something like that. Yep.
Yeah, they don't do that no more. But back in the day, when I was in high school, that used to be the thing. So, of course, in high school, I was smashing, doing my thing, da-da-da. So, like I had this one joint, right? So, back in the day, they used to give us school calendars every month. So we could see on the calendar, okay, the third Friday in March, we're going to be all
planning fucking sessions months in advance.
Bro. And I swear to God, during that time, that's when I got real good with making appointments and planning stuff with cheap chicks. So I had to be direct because it was only a time limit. You see what I'm saying? Because at that point, my mom is at work. My dad was in the engineering industry, so he's out of town at work or whatever. So I remember I used to tell a girl, hey, I need you to, like at the school I went to, if you from Houston, I went to Jack Yates High School. And in the old campus, we used to have a statue of a lion in front. And that was our mascot. I used to tell her, hey, at 1 o'clock, meet me by the lion. I'm going to go out the gate. Because, you know, me and her used to try to make it be like a secret type of thing. I said, when I go out the gate, I'm going to give you eye contact. You just follow behind me. And I was so cold, I wouldn't even let the girl even walk with me. I would make her be 50 feet behind me. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just all, you know what I'm saying? Man, I used to go that, man, we used to, bro, I remember my partners, they used to, because I used to have a key or whatever. I used to wear around my neck a house key. Them niggas used to be like, hey, man, can I use your house key, bro? we was just wild, bro. But on those days, when we used to get out at 1 o'clock, niggas be going to go hoop and do all that. Man, I'm going to go get some ass. You feel what I'm saying? So now I just remember that too. But KZ, did y'all used to do that when you was in school?
No, I was afraid of my pops. I seen him once lift my brother up and put him through a wall. And so I was sneaky. So anything I did on the low. So, you know, I had to plan out a lot of my away from the houses, and it was always semi-lies, right? So it was always, I was going to the mall. I actually went to the mall, and then I, you know, left from there, do something, and came back. Like, I always made sure that I was covered in some sort of degree. But nah, my pops wasn't playing. So, you know, I had to give my school up. I had to do certain things I had to do. So my schedule was full. You know, even though I was fucking in high school, it was full. But at the same time, I was just sneaky. I didn't let a whole bunch of people know.
Hey,
nope,
hey, man,
I wasn't getting caught for nothing.
I got a funny story about my pops, right? See, my pops, like, you know, he an old school nigga or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, so he had me when he was 43, so he always advocated, you know what I'm saying, back in the day, you know, how they used to say, use rubbers, you know what I'm saying? So when I was 12 years old, he used to just give me rubbers. You see what I'm saying? To be like, I already know what you're going to get into, da-da-da. So, you know, back in the day, when I was that young, I used to actually be kind of like, you know, like, damn, you know, I don't want my parents to know about that or whatever the case may be, but he used to always do that. So he used to have like those talks with me, but as I got to be like 16, 17, when I'm actually fucking,
Target.
I remember one time he was talking to me and he was taking me to the movie back, right? He probably was taking me to a session. And he was saying like, yeah, Daniel, I know back in the day I used to do this, and man, you know, man, you probably be fucking right now, man. You be fucking. But I could tell he was thinking that I wasn't. So I told him, I was like, yeah, daddy, I actually smashed the chick a couple of days ago. And the look, the facial expression that he gave to me in that moment, because he was a little tipsy and shit like that, and he just looked at me and he just said, well, I'm proud of you, son. And then the conversation just dead it because he realized, like, oh, I've been playing this whole time, but this nigga really out here doing his thing. So I'm glad I instilled the right. But my dad always taught me safe sex. He was like, my nigga, you don't want to catch nothing out here. You don't want to get no, you know, weird bitch pregnant. You know what I'm saying? You want to do your thing and keep it moving. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. But thank y'all, though.
All right,
monogamous, man. Appreciate you, fam. And the reason why I wanted to bring up the Edmunds Act, because this is what people have to understand, is society has conditioned people to believe a certain way about sex as it relates to monogamy and all that, marriage and all that. Society has conditioned people to believe one way. So what happens is when you break away from the flock of sheep, that's the majority of people in our society, and you do things that's outside the box, like polygamy, they want to take that and punish you, because what society cannot have are free thinkers. People who think for themselves and people who do what they want to do, because society will literally fly off the rails. Okay, this is why, you know, again, the Edmunds Act or the Anti-Polygamy Act of 1882, this is why they punished those dudes, because they wanted people to know, hey, we can't have y'all motherfuckers doing this shit. Y'all gonna fuck up society.
Facts.
We gotta have one chick, one dude in the house with some kids, a dog, and a pie in the window. Because if y'all start doing shit opposite of that, it's gonna fuck up society. And then what's gonna happen is women who are sexually repressed are gonna look at the other family that live next door with the dude and the two chicks and be like, that
Yo.
kind of look like fun. I might want to try that shit.
Hold on real quick, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Listen, it says convictions. More than 1,300 men were imprisoned under the terms of the Edmund Act. It appears that women were not prosecuted, being seen as victims of the practice and not willing participants, although a number refused to testify against their husbands and some were jailed for their refusal. And then they have a whole list of like the major cases. Most of them was in 1885 and 1886, and there was a few in 1887, 88, and 1899, and there was one also in 1906. So this was like a big listen. Monogamy is not natural. You gotta have more than one joint, bruh. Look, you don't got to, but you got to though.
Yeah, I know. I feel you.
Like, bro. Because a lot of niggas, even the other day, me and Lucario was doing a live, and somebody came up to me, oh, you are promoting that men deal with more than one woman. We're not really promoting it, right? But we're saying, don't lock yourself in unnecessarily. Because so many dudes, look, if you choose to fuck with one woman, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't feel guilty because you see somebody else and you like, yo, she kind of bad and I got some time and I got some extra dick for her for her too.
See?
Like, don't feel bad.
It's the judgmental stuff that gets me, right?
Exactly.
Like, choose what you're going to choose to do, whatever.
What's the
but
choice?
The judgmental on it, comes from me. Zach, you held up the gold magnums. Target. I'm telling you, Target got the best prices for those. You get a 36 count for like $15, bro.
Oh, really?
Doing that for years.
You know, Amazon has a good price too, but the fucking shipping kind of fucks up.
No, man. I used to go to Target and just load up, boom, magnums, 36 count for like $15. They come in a nice size box and boom, just load up. But yeah, my thing, because I'm, it's almost like religion, and I'm gonna say this: if you were curious, if you grew up on one religion, right, and then you got a little curious, and then you went to a different church, and at that different church, you're like, like they're kind of saying the same things, but stuff is a little different. They worship a little different, and I never forget this one person made a point one day that was like, with all the multiple different religions around, people think their one true religion is it, right? Like, if you're not practicing this religion, then you're wrong because this is the religion. Now, he said that there's either going to be one small group that's right and everybody else that's dead, and that's for every religion, right? Because it breaks up into the whole bunch of different sects, not sex. So the same thing with philosophies on life and sexuality and monogamous or poly. Like, if that's what you want to do, that's fine, but it doesn't condemn everybody else for their choice either.
Yeah. And I want to address what Antonio is saying. Antonio Wing Chun, shout out to Antonio Wing Chun. He was at the game too in New York, and I shook his hand, man. Nice guy. I appreciate meeting you, Antonio, and thanks for coming through to the joint in New York. But he says the reality is that we want to have sex with more than one woman. When we are with the girl in the street and the big booty Latina chick walks by, you are looking at her ass. You want to bang her. Oh, my bad. You know what? I fucked up. I was actually trying to speak to True Savages.
True Savages at what time?
Right above that. But shout out to Antonio Wing Chun. Anyway, he said they get it twisted. When you're equipped to interact with more than one woman, you should be able to handle one. That don't mean you want every chick you see. And that's all I'm really saying. Because here's the thing, and that's exactly why I know my limits. Because I know that with the type of attention that I give to a woman and the relationships that I have, I can only give it to a small number. Do you understand? Some guys have a type of attention that they can spread across a lot of females because they're not really given that substantial attention like that. And there's nothing wrong with that neither. But the point of the matter is, it's about what you can handle and about what you're willing to give and what the women that's fucking with you is willing to accept. You get what I'm saying? So it's all about management. It's all about your ability to know yourself and know what you can fucking do. You know, it's just like the guy who has more than one job, right? You got to know how much time you have, how much time you can give. You understand? Before you fucking pass out, or they have what's called burnout, right? Where you literally get overexhausted because you're doing too much. Now, again, you got to pay attention to who you are as a man. If you see yourself getting burnt out with too many jobs, then you might want to get rid of one of them and figure out how to budget your money better, right? Because it's not about the amount of money you make. It's about how you handle and manage the money that you have. So it's not about the amount of women that you could fuck. It's about how you handle the women that you fuck with. You see what I'm saying? Now, if it's just one, then it's just one. And if that's where your appetite ends, nothing wrong with that, guys. And we're not endorsing that you should go beyond that just to be cool or just to be like us or whatever the fuck. We're not saying that. But the thing is to know who you are and choose accordingly. So like I said, I know who I am. I know I can't just be with one just like that. But at the same time, I can't be running through these streets fucking with all of them neither. You understand? Because most of them really don't deserve niggas like me, bro. Like,
see, and Miles, what you're speaking to is, if you're dealing with quality women and having quality interactions, that's going to shrink the number of women you deal with. Now, if you're just fucking for the sake of fucking, yeah, you might have a bunch of bitches you can just fuck for the sake of fucking. Right. But when you want quality experiences with quality women, yeah, no doubt. I want to make a couple of points. And I want guys to pay attention, because some guys listening right now, this applies to you. One of the things about your relationship with sex, right? It has an impact on how you view sex, on how you view relationships, on how you view marriage. A lot of you guys, and some of you women too, and I feel sorry for y'all. I do. I'm not trying to make fun of nobody. I'm just saying, because our society is built like this. Because people are conditioned, you're almost forced and obligated to think a certain way. A lot of people who are in monogamy-oriented relationships, you're there because you're bound by it. Okay, this is what I mean by you're bound by it. Meaning the person that you with right now, you could not be in a relationship or married to them if you didn't promise fidelity. You had to promise it, right? Mm-hmm. And to me, this is why relationships are ripe with infidelity.
Yes.
Because people are making decisions where it's an expectation or an obligation of them to do something they really don't want to do, but in order to have you, they got a promise. Yep. And look, I'm the truth teller. Don't get mad at me because we live in a fake ass society. I just want to point out, we do live in a fake ass. I want y'all to know that. We live in a fake ass society where people would rather live with a comfortable lie than the harsh truth. So what happens is when people get into these relationships, a lot of them never stop fucking other people.
Facts.
They just tell you what you want to hear because they want you. So this is why when people cheat, why y'all surprised?
Exactly.
Nigga, can you see this happening?
Well, I would tell you this, and I've said this for years, and people think it's kind of funny and stuff, but I ain't joking. Women are very selfish, right? Because I don't believe in that sisterhood and all this other stuff, because they know there's a shortage of men out here, but yet they won't lend them their guy, right? So they won't say, "Hey, girl, I know you ain't had nothing in a good while and everything. You have time. I got a great man here. Borrow some dick." They won't do that. With all the sisterhood and let's march together, they won't lend you or share their dick with you at a time of need. You could need it some, but that's one thing you can't call your girl. "Hey, girl, I just went on another date. The dude's a loser, and just no connection and everything like that." And you're sitting here with your man all happy and stuff. You know what? my dude is cool. You always laugh at it. You come over to jokes and stuff like that. Come borrow some dick. You know, it won't happen, right? They selfish.
Hey, girl, is James home?
You know, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
What's James doing right now?
Just share a little bit. These girls need to share a little bit. Stop being selfish. You know, there's a shortage of men out here.
Facts. Nah, real shit. Real shit. I've had that's how a couple of my threesomes actually happened. That's how a couple of my threesomes actually happened. But anyway, 832, you're on live with the Manhood is a Skill Set show. Name, age, city. What's up?
Yo, this Bruce 40 out of Houston.
Bruce.
Respect to the men on the panel first and foremost.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man. All right. What's up with you, bro?
I got a quick statement, and I want to follow it up with a question.
All right.
First, I would like Zach to answer the question first, but Miles and Jay Roman, if y'all got anything to add to it,
all right.
I always love to hear y'all's input as well. So my statement is that I fit into that first category that Zach listed. I graduated high school as a virgin. I didn't get my first pussy because I was about 18, close to 18.
Okay.
But even as a youngster, I never gave a shit about a woman's body count.
Right.
Because my mindset was in the mode that it'd be stupid to make fun of her for sucking and fucking.
Right. Hold on. Hold that thought. Please. 813, please put your phone on mute right now. 813, we will get to you. Please put your phone on mute right now. 813, please. Thank you. All right. 832, Bruce, please go ahead. So you didn't want to make fun of her for fucking and sucking. Go ahead.
Right, because I always, even as a little dude, I wanted to be one of the niggas that she was sucking and fucking.
Right.
So it just seemed dumb to make fun of her for doing what I want her to do with me.
Right.
So my question is, Zag, what was your direct correlation between that category one guy that you mentioned and him typically giving a shit about a woman's body count?
Well, this is why I said there are exceptions. Because I didn't want to make it seem like when I listed the categories that it was fact. It's not fact.
Right.
Is the reason why I say that is because you hear phrases like "no hymen, no diamond." like dudes that are fucking don't say that goofy shit.
Right.
Okay. So the point I wanted to make.
What did he say again?
No
hymen, no diamond.
Yeah.
Like guys literally say that shit on YouTube and Facebook. No hymen, no diamond. If she ain't a virgin, I ain't gonna marry her.
She sounds silly.
Right. But the point I wanted to make, caller, is the more silly that people sound when they say shit like that, or they obsess over a woman's body count, these can't be dudes that are seen as sexually attractive men by most women. They can't be.
Sound like some gay shit to me.
Yeah, exactly. They can't be, because and it goes back to what I was saying about myself. I've had so much casual sex in my lifetime, and even in high school, that to me this is the norm. This is commonplace.
Right.
So if this is the norm and it's commonplace, why would I judge women? See, a lot of guys, they think women are broken. Women who have a lot of sex, they think women are broken, but those women are normal. So the reason why I broke down those categories is I wanted to break down the extremes when it comes to the train of thought. This guy over here, chick has 70, 80 bodies, it's nothing to him. This guy over here, chick has 2 bodies, the world came to an end. All right, this is what I wanted to break down. So again, is just because you're in the category you said, just because you graduated as a virgin, that doesn't mean something is wrong with you. You could have been a guy, you were religious. You could have had sex, you just didn't want to because you wasn't ready based on your religion. You wanted to be married first. It could be that, or it could be you wanted to have sex, but chicks wasn't fucking you. It could be that too. Y'all got it though.
I just want to say to this, the Miles, go ahead real quick to the Smooth TV 718. I graduated as a virgin, and I don't care about that. The numbers or the descriptions that Zach gave out doesn't determine if you're a player, if you know what type of man you are, but it basically saying that these are the things that help build your philosophy on how you view sex and go from there. So it, just to answer that, just to say that so he understands where we're at in the conversation. But go ahead, Miles.
Yeah, caller, if you could kind of repeat the question, because I kind of lost the idea.
No doubt, no doubt. I was asking what was the direct correlation between the category 1 dude and the fact that he typically gives a shit about a woman's body count. I was wondering what the correlation was.
Well, yeah. The idea is, and like Jay Roman just said, when it comes to the psychology of how things play out, and like for example, if you were sadly or unfortunately like touched by your uncle, or if you had a traumatic sexual experience early in your life, it probably will affect your sexual identity as you grow up, right? That's why they find out that most people with I'll say rainbow alternative tendencies, like a great majority of those people have had sexually traumatic experiences early on in their life. You get what I'm saying? So the thing with high school is that high school is like one of those first places where you start to realize competition socially. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you get a little bit of it in elementary, a little bit more of it in middle school, but high school is like the place where you start to look at and see all the different cliques and categories of society, right? Where you see the jocks, you see the nerds, you see the people in between, you see the teacher's pets, you see the overachievers, you see the science guy, you see the dude that's in all of the clubs, you see the gift of gab nigga, you see even the rappers at the lunch table banging on the one nigga's banging on the table and the other nigga's spitting rhymes and shit, right? You see the cheerleaders, you see the dancers and the performers, and you understand what I'm saying? So in high school, you start to see the different categories, right? And then at the same time, based on the conversation, you also see the people who are gonna be the ones that's gonna be fucking and the niggas that ain't. And because of that, as you graduate from high school into college and you leave high school to get into the real world, it's kind of like sometimes, depending on the guy and depending on his situation, he'll have that level of resentment for not having, gotten the amount of sex that other people got, or he'll start comparing himself a certain way and he'll feel that level of resentment, or he'll start to feel that like, all these women rejected me, or I tried to have sex and it just didn't work out. And why didn't nobody want to fuck me? And so questions like that start to come up, and on top of that, you seeking validation, you worried about all this other shit, and you're taking that resentment with you into college. And then for some niggas, even when you get to college where literally everybody's fucking, especially if you go away to college and you still ain't getting no pussy, oh shit. You start to think to yourself, what's wrong with me, and how come, and is it because he has a jawline, is it because he's taller, and how come, and then the fucking resentment and the low self-esteem and the lack of confidence compounds on itself, and then these type of niggas start to come up with all these different reasons why bitches don't like them. You understand? And then they run around on YouTube talking all of this shit. So what K-Zag is breaking down is pretty much, it's like the psychological effects of, the microcosm of the different categories of society that we see in high school. You understand? And how it affects us as we develop into adults who become productive members of society.
Perfect.
Yeah, what Mal said.
Y'all crazy. Yo. Yeah. So hopefully that answers your question, bro.
Real quick before I go, it does answer my question. And this is why I fuck with the panel. So for all y'all niggas listening, this is why y'all need to get on a membership or get coaching from any one of these guys. I just learned something about myself and my relationship with sex from the answers y'all just gave. So Miles, how you were saying in high school, it's the niggas that you see who gonna be fucking and who not gonna be fucking, right?
Right.
And then about how, what I took from some of what Zag said, how niggas who give women a hard time about their body count, it seemed like it's a form of resentment.
Right, exactly.
So, when I combine all of what y'all just said, I always knew that eventually I was going to be one of the dudes that was going to be fucking and getting sucked, even though I didn't get it till what I considered a late age. But that's why I developed that resentment, and y'all just helped me find that out about me just now. That's why I fuck with y'all.
Yeah, well, and that's good, bro. That's good, because a lot of us still have that level of confidence in us deep down, where we know that, hey, we might not have gotten it in high school, but we still got that faith to understand that, yo, I'm that nigga, and the things that I want in my life is coming to me simply because I said so. You understand? It's just a matter of time. I'm just waiting for reality to catch up with what's going on in my brain. You see what I'm saying?
There you have it. Appreciate you calling.
Yes, sir.
I've also seen that same attitude from people that have gotten it so much in high school at a younger age, but then they still hold like the little innocent ones as they're different.
See, and this is why I said there are exceptions.
Right,
I wanted to make sure
so they're a little bit different. Like, oh, she's a good girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like the cheerleaders. There's the cheerleaders, and then this is the good girl. Like, you know, and it's just like, nah, man, she been doing the same thing.
They
doing.
Good girl, bad girl. They're the same chick. You know what I'm saying? Like the guy that waited 3 months to hit, and he think that she wifey. There's another guy that talked to her for 20 minutes and hit. And he like, she ain't wifey to me, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it just, again, it comes down to your personal experiences as well as your belief system. All that shit combined is indicative of how you deal with women and interact with women as far as the sexual dynamics, dating dynamics, and all that shit go.
Facts.
Nah, CTD weren't covert.
So Bruce, you good, bro? Because I'm gonna get to the next call, bro. You good?
Yeah.
It was known.
Much respect, y'all.
All right, man. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for your call, man.
Appreciate you calling. Appreciate you, dog.
All right. Now we got 813. You on live with the Manhood is a Skill Set show. Thanks for putting your phone on mute, so we could conduct the other call. But now we get into you. So thanks for being there, man. Name, age, city. How can we help you, brother?
Hey, what's going on? My name is Aaron, Tampa.
All right.
I'm 32.
32. All right, brother. What's on your mind? What's on your mind?
I just really appreciate the question, the topic.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good question, and for me, sex has always been great to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's because I never devalued self-stimulation, aka masturbation, in the times that a woman wasn't able to be there physically.
Facts. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's
most of what I'm calling about.
Right. That speaks to me mostly, bro. Because I swear to you, like some of the best orgasms I've ever experienced. I was by myself, my nigga. Like no.
I was too. I can't.
You know what I'm saying? Like nigga,
the fucking toilet got stuffed up, nigga. I couldn't flush the shit, nigga. I'm just saying, nigga. I'm like, I need a plunger for this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
So it's not. You know, it's not like. And the beautiful part is that it's not like you have to depend on masturbation. It's like, yeah, I could go out there and get it too. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, see, having options is beautiful. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's a difference between a nigga that gotta masturbate and a nigga that chooses to masturbate. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, we gotta know what it is, man. And you know what's sad too, speaking of high school, niggas, there was a few niggas in high school, let's be honest, that acted as if beating off made you some type of lame or weirdo or whatever the fuck it was. And it's like, oh, nigga, you beat your meat? Oh, come on, son. What you talking about? Nah, I'll be fucking bitches. And it's like, both are good. Like, what do you want?
Bro, good, if a nigga tell me he never touched himself, I'm gonna call him a liar.
Yeah.
Nigga, I know you explored your shit, nigga. I know you did, nigga.
I didn't have that experience like y'all having with your masturbating. When I was younger, I got caught.
So that fucked your shit up.
Yeah, it did fuck me up. I don't know if y'all remember the form. Go ahead, caller. Go ahead and talk, caller. I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
So watch this. So when you guys grade women, right, you say good value, no value, bad value, right? There was this girl from high school. She was in the honor circle. That's like top 10 in her class.
Mm-hmm.
And she was a cheerleader,
mm-hmm.
a thick girl, a little thick white girl. And I banged her out in high school around, let's say like maybe junior year, right? She ain't necessarily achieved to the level that she was in high school, but at the time I hit her, her value was high.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
But
what do you mean her value was high? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Because you guys said that a woman isn't necessarily good or bad, right?
Okay.
To me, I'm reading good and bad as in having value and not having value.
Okay, but what constitutes her value though? Where are you getting this value from?
Okay, because you know in high school the rank of your value is more or less, you know, are you smart?
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with a woman. In reference to a man, that has nothing to do with a woman's value, bro. If we're talking about society, if we're talking about society in general, all right, cool. But you're talking about yourself and banging around and all of this other shit. So we're trying to make the connection, brother. What are we talking about?
Yeah, you said her value was high. Can you specifically say why her value was high?
Was she popular?
Oh, okay. She was popular, yes. She was super smart, too.
Okay.
And three, she was very social.
So what does that have to do with
I
you?
I didn't care about none of that shit.
What does that have to do with you and her having sex, homie?
I'm saying I banged her out when she had one of the highest type of statures.
No, sir. I will not allow you. I will not allow you to do that. I will not allow you to do that. Now what you're doing again. I just made another sale on a bitch pedestal. I just made another sale on bitch pedestals, bro. I swear to God, I got to figure out a way to make digital pedestal to sell to these niggas. You're pedestalizing this bitch, bro. Once a woman is fucking you, or once you're anything having to do with you and a female, you dictate her value in your world. All of that other shit you talking about don't have nothing to do with the relation between you and her, brother. That's what you don't understand.
What I'm saying is that I would give her a high value.
Okay, well, listen. There was this girl.
But the value that you're giving her has to do with the validations of other people and institutions. And I'm telling you, that's not how it works.
Yeah. No. Back then, it wasn't that deep.
It's always that deep, brother. Stop it. Stop. Don't put
Hey, caller. In high school, I used to bang this girl, and she was very, very smart. She was nerdy looking, and she helped me get an A in one of my classes. I used to love studying with her, and I got an A. In fact, I don't think I would have passed that class if it wasn't for our time together. Now, would that be of more value to me than just a girl that's just popular?
You see?
Possibly, yes.
It's gonna see. It went over his head. It went over his head because he said possibly. It went here. It went there. See, caller. Let me tell you what you missed. Let me tell you what you missed. What Jay Roman was saying. Hold on. Listen, caller. Listen. What he's saying is, if you're gonna assign the label value to a woman, let it be because she's assisting you with something. She's of service to you. All the shit that you named had, like Miles said, had nothing to do with you. Her being smart means nothing to you.
Yep.
Okay, so she got a good brain, but does she give good brain? I mean, damn. I mean, her social status. Is that bragging rights? Because you went out and told your boys you'll never believe who I fucked. Sarah Connor. I'm the Terminator in that pussy, nigga. I'm like, come on, dog.
But look at this, K-Zagging. Comparatively speaking, we didn't talk like that in high school. We didn't have names like high value, low value. So I'm giving y'all the most closest terms that I can give to make sense about my situation back then and how the value of the sex wasn't necessarily high because she was high. It was that the value of the sex was sex, and it was great because I've always known how to maneuver to find good sex.
Okay, let me say this. And for all the high school chicks listening, I know some of y'all watch my shit. None of y'all was valuable to me in high school. Not a single one of y'all motherfuckers. I just want to let y'all know. I just want to share that with y'all bitches.
Hey, I'm the opposite. All y'all was appreciated. Thank you.
Caller, listen. Good sex don't have nothing to do with the accomplishments of the female, bro. Sex is what it is. Sex is sex. So if you say you had good sex, understand that you had good sex because you know your body and you know how to conduct yourself in the bedroom to have good sex. Everything outside of that means absolutely nothing, brother.
Well, kind of, because a bummy chick ain't gonna give me the same sex as one of those super intense athlete chicks.
What?
Like a bummy chick who's sitting around. Yeah.
Bullshit.
Wait, how old are you again? Hold on. How old are you again, my brother? How old are you again?
32.
You're 32. And if you have to put a number on your body count, and I'm only asking this not to judge you on the number, but just to know how much experience you've had. What's your your approximate body count, brother?
Like about 35.
About 35, and you still judging women on you judging pussy on a bum bitch as opposed to an athletic bitch.
It's a good way to think about it, to compare them.
No, hold on, Miles. Let me get caller. If you would have said this, you would have said, I get sexually turned on more by how chicks look naked, and then you compare them like that way, you. But when it comes to the actual act of having sex, it has nothing to do with the way a bitch looks. A 300-pound bitch. Now, I never had sex with a chick that big, but a 300-pound bitch you can fuck a 300-pound bitch or a 120-pound bitch. There is no way you can say which shit can give you a better nut unless you actually do it. Now, visually, you might like one better than the other.
I've been with the large chick before, and I've been with the athletic chick before. The large chick is usually a less intense fuck.
See, that's your personal experience.
I'm gonna say this because
it is.
You might want to. This topic was really surprising to me because one, I like reading Zach's topics right before you get on the show, so everything is just natural. It's right off the top.
You didn't know where I was going with this shit.
No, I didn't know. And then we talk, because most people, sex is taboo, and they think they're just going to talk about maybe just mainly the act of it and not the philosophy and how we learn and grow. So all this is talking about learning and growing. You're still talking about girls like you were in high school. And that's the philosophy that we're talking about, how it shaped the way you view and shape your philosophy about sex and women now. Because they're not girls anymore, they're women. And if you're not doing anything different or looking at them any different from high school, then you did not learn and grow from that time period. So my thing is you should know now, and I'm going to say this, you should know now that it ain't what they look like on the outside when it comes to the feeling. Now, for the motivation of that feeling, yeah, like I would agree. I don't get motivated by a 300-pound woman. Somebody else might. I'm not going to knock that person. I'm not even going to attempt.
Yeah.
I'm not even knocking that person that does get motivated by that because that's what that person likes. I'm not going to say it will be a bad sexual experience for him because that's between them. But if you only look on the exterior and that's determined your whole, then man, we all know that a chick can be ugly and turn some people out. We know that. There's been some ugly chicks that have turned some people out. Ugly socially, but they have done so, and you see them walking in the mall with a dude. You see them. You think that she didn't turn him out? So right now, if you're still talking about her value in high school because she was popular, she looked good, and she was smart, but from now we should have learned her value deals more with how we communicate. Can she follow the instructions? Does she help me out? There's more to it than just those things. Because back then it was just a status thing, right? And it really didn't help your status. I mean, your boys might have been like, "Hey, yeah, cool dude, cool dog," woo.
Yeah, it was like some bragging rights type of shit. That's all it really was.
And in high school, all she had to do was say, "Nah, we didn't hit," and then it would have been a controversy, right? One word against another word.
Lying on his dick.
Yeah, he lying.
Lying on his dick all the while and shit.
Are you hearing what I'm saying? Like, you know.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But let me say this, and I want the caller to understand, and this is perfect. The conversation we're having right now is perfect because this is exactly how women look at men. Meaning, women know just because you're 6 foot tall, that don't mean you can fuck. Just because you got muscles, that don't mean you can fuck.
Facts.
Just because you're handsome or cute, that don't mean that you can fuck. This is why you'll see women fucking with dudes and he be like, she fucking with him?
Her.
Because he can fuck. I just want to point that out.
Yes, sir. And my thing is that that's something that, like, through my sexual exploration, bro, I had to find out. Because the only reason I'm bringing up the whole athletic, non-athletic thing is that I've been with 35 women, yes, but they were all 35 different women on occasion. So that if I fuck with a chick, right, and she gave me, let's say, a decent term, but I go back, right? It wasn't necessarily comparative to the chick that I was with, who I was with for one night, and she gave it up. She gave it all up. You know what I'm saying? So mostly what I'm saying is that the best sex that you can find in between not getting sex on the regular is basically stimulating yourself and not being ashamed of that. You have to be proud of who you are and what you're becoming in this world to be able to stand on yours and your own truth.
Yeah, that changed a whole totally different direction.
Mm-hmm. That's facts, bro. But just in the process, just don't be pedestalizing no bitch, bro. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. I agree with everything you just said. But all that shit before about, oh, I got her when she was high valued, like that don't mean nothing to me because when we both naked, Fuck all that other shit. We both in the room naked, fucking. Oh, that's it. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not worried about all that other stuff because once I get a bitch naked, I'm the leader regardless. But once I get a bitch naked, like all that shit goes out the window. She could be Kamala Harris, vice president of the United fucking States. Once she get to my room, butt fucking naked, she got to listen to everything I fucking say. You understand? So all them accolades and I don't give a fuck. I might call a vice president on some dirty talk shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, Miss Vice President. She'd be like, yes, Daddy. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, none of it means anything. None of it means anything.
Well,
because
dick is a gift.
You feel me? So, just be careful. Just be careful with your perspective as far as the value of a woman, especially when it comes to sex. You understand? Because as men, we're the leaders and the gatekeepers of all things.
I would tell you this. If a chick rejected me, she ain't too bright.
Facts.
If she ain't fucking with me, she ain't too smart.
Exactly.
I'm just saying. I'm looking at her like, you must be willfully ignorant. Because you ain't fucking with the right one. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Because to me, again, a woman smarts, her intellect, that's cool if you can benefit from it. But if you can't, who cares? I don't give a fuck about how smart she is, how many degrees she got. That shit don't mean nothing to me. It don't move me. Y'all got it.
Exactly. You got any other questions, caller? You got any other questions for us, bro?
No, sir, I'm good.
All right, man. All right, we appreciate you for calling, man, and be safe out there. And yeah, all right.
All right, peace.
All right, peace. There you go. All right, so yeah, it's pretty much about that time. I don't know if you want to do any questions.
No, we got to wrap it up, man. We got to wrap it up. I got some shit that came my way before it was supposed to come my way.
Okay.
So for y'all to ask questions, I'm sorry, man, but I don't want these little seedlings of mine to start, interfering with the shit. So we got to go ahead and wrap this shit up. Miles, hey, go back over there, little nigga. Go back over there. No, go back. You got to go over there with your brother then.
All right, here we go.
That's why we got to bounce for that reason.
Y'all follow me on Instagram, Miles in the Game on Instagram, Miles in the Game on Instagram, and get the Masculine Identity soap. Go and get your t-shirts. Get your t-shirts at thebadboystyle.com. Thebadboystyle.com. And yeah, man, shout out to the panel. Thanks for having me, K-Zag. Shout out to you, J. Roman. And remember, everybody on this panel, including Mr. Justin, who ain't here today, is going to be in Vegas. So make sure y'all get your tickets to Vegas. Zag, if you could put that in the chat once again.
Yeah. Let me do that. Let me do that for the peoples.
Yeah, mine.
Just had that motherfucker right here. Give me a second, right there. Let's do that. There we go.
So yeah, go check that out, man. And appreciate y'all, man. And make sure y'all holla at us tomorrow. Real Game No Theory, 12 noon Eastern time. We're gonna have Mr. 1950, Steve the Dean, Mr. Lucario, K-Zag, and myself, man. So yeah, man. Appreciate y'all.
And we're gonna have a good show for y'all too. Trust and believe. We got y'all. We got y'all. We promise. J. Roman, you want to plug anything, fam?
Yeah, please. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to talk to me or speak with me, go ahead and email me. My email, the J Roman Way, at gmail.com. It's open. Go ahead and holler at me. I'll respond back. I'm trying to get better at responding and doing certain things. And then also I know that Monday we're supposed to do that show, the Simp Confessions.
This Monday.
I forgot it was Memorial Day. A lot of things. I had a lot of people in the barbecue and stuff and wasn't able to put that together for you guys. So we're going to try to do that again this Monday. So tune in on the J. Roman Way, the channel on YouTube this Monday for Simp Confessions. And in fact, if you email me, if you like to speak and say something on that show, if you email me, we'll definitely set up some time slots so you guys can all get in. So I'm gonna try something new, different than the shows. Pre-email. You don't have to put your number on there. Just put your name and stuff, and we'll tell you, hey, call in right now or call in at this time when you're watching the show. So that way we can try to get as many people in there to speak about their experiences and what they learned from it.
Cool. On the way out, I just want to say this. Google the Edmunds Act of 1882. I just want y'all to read it because the reality of what's really going on all around you.
Yeah, here go the link.
How the world is.
Put the link in there. I just put it in the private chat for you.
All right, let me snatch it up. Let me snatch it up.
I actually think Steve the Dean put it up on one of his comments in the comments too.
Yeah.
While you were talking about
Let me snatch that up. So I want you I want you guys to understand, right? The reason why this is important when I say what is your relationship with sex, because it impacts how you relate to women. And how you relate to women impacts how they relate to you. Mm-hmm. So when I say what is your relationship with sex, you have to ask yourself that. And if you find yourself having difficulties, maybe your relationship with sex isn't as genuine as you need it to be. I'm just throwing that out there. On that note, we out this bitch. Fuck with Miles Cunningham. Masculine Identity. Bad Boy Membership. Fuck with your boy Lucario. The J. Roman Way. The badboystyle.com.
Yes.
I'm getting that shirt. Next time y'all see me, I'm rocking that shirt. I like that motherfucker. I might not get that color because I don't want to be looking like my we ain't twins and shit. I got a different. Anyway, all right, we out this motherfucker. Peace. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Tomorrow, Real Game No Theory. We out.